Hello viewers, I am your host and guide, Thirtyne, and we are playing Final Fantasy VI. Now, since I last left off, I've been touring the Veldt a bit, and I managed to pick up a few new rages for Gau. I also switched up my party. As you can see, I decided to throw Terra in there for her magic. I also brought along Sabin and Edgar, and I decided to ditch Locke, because as much as he is probably my favorite character, actually not probably, more definitely, his damage and his stats just really start to tail behind. Like, he's still pretty good, but honestly, as I've said before, with haste, speed just doesn't carry the rest of everything else. Anyways, as you can see, we got Gau, and I managed to pick up quite a few rages because it's just traveling around the Veldt, and, you jump on enemies and you kind of just pick them up as you go along. But the ones that you really want to have at this point, the powerful ones, are still going to be your Templar, due to its ability to cast Fire 2 and giving you the safe stat. Right, so we got Fire 2, so we got really strong Fire Elemental. We've got the Belemodon, which has the Gigavolt, which is going to be a really strong Lightning. So we've got Fire, we've got Lightning. The Stray Cat for physical, probably the strongest physical in the game. The Lesser Lopros is a good one because it's got the multi-targeting fire. Plus, it gives you the float. So, honestly, you can just, by this point in the game, you can just cast float on your entire party at any one point in time, and then just, you've got it, and you're good to go, especially because so many people now know it. Or, well, he's working on it. I think Gau knows it himself, so yeah, Gau knows Levitate, so he can just at any point be like, boom, there we go, everyone can levitate. Haha, we're done. Immune to earth attacks. But still, not a bad rage. We've got... who else did we really need? All the names are all kind of weird, so you just have to give me a bit of a, like, leeway here as I try and figure them out. I think the Deer Beta, that is the one we fought, the eel-like creature. I'm pretty sure that has Aqua Wake, so multi-targeting water elemental attack, which is going to be really good coming up soon. So, this is one of the new ones that I picked up, the Deer Beta. There was another one I meant to pick up. I don't know what its name here is, but I'm pretty sure it's called like the Aspects or something. Little floating guys, if you remember, I told you if you attack them, they'll counter with Gigavolt and basically decimate your team. They're good to get, but I haven't been able to find one, and I eventually just gave up. I don't need to sit here on the Veldt forever. And should be another one. Oh, the Destroyer. You remember the Destroyers? They're the same type of enemy as the Belemodon, so, the guys that cast Gigavolt, but they were the ones in the Magitech research facility that tried to cast Re-Raise, or Life 3 on themselves. As a rage, it allows Gau to cast Re-Raise on your party member. So, if you think you're in for a nice long boss battle and you can do without having that fourth person, using the Destroyers pretty good, because having Re-Raise cast randomly on any of your teammates means that they're gonna come right back to life as soon as they die. So should Gau cast this on himself, and then a few other people, and then Gau dies, he'll come right back to life. And then you can quickly switch, and then you can, because he's died, he's dead, he's come back, you can then use another rage, and then start dealing damage. Although that'll get rid of the re-raise, it'll hopefully allow you to live through maybe one of the boss's super powerful attacks. Yeah, so those are the ones that I'm going to be using for a little while. The Wyvern has an air elemental attack. It's not very powerful, but it is air elemental, just in case you were looking at it. And there are still those ones that I used before, though I have no idea what they're called. No, the Acrifice is not it. Actanian? That might be one of them. Stupid mixed up names. But the ones that use their, needles, or whatever it's called, basically uses a numb attack and stops the enemy, because there are still a few bosses and a lot of enemies in the game that are weak to stop, so just a thing to keep in the back of your mind. Alright, well, I guess that's all for the Veld. I did manage to get up some magic points and learn some magic, like a few new spells for people, just because traveling around here you do still pick up the magic points, you do still learn magic, you just don't gain experience, and I do have way too much money at this point. Another thing to point out, you can also travel over here. If you land in the forest, there's a new type of grenade bomb enemy. I've decided I'm not really worried too much about fighting every single type of enemy there is in the game, because honestly, I don't need to rage all of them, and if I see them, I'll see them. If I don't, well then, I won't. I'll miss them. And because we have the airship, there's now also a few other places we can travel to. There's this island up over here, which has a really powerful enemy on it that gives you a whole ton of MP, though it's really difficult to kill. Oh, speaking of which, another rage I forgot to point out that I did just pick up, that I forgot to pick up before, is the Moo. Yes, the Moo. Weak enemy, you fight it around South Figaro, but in its rage, it allows you to... It casts Snare, which is a instant death attack, and it is one of the more powerful instant death attacks, because it actually ignores an enemy's, like, immunity to death attacks. Yeah, so it can still hit enemies that are... certain enemies that are immune to other types of death attacks. We can also, now that we've got the airship, travel to this town over here, on this island. I don't think there's anything you can do there. You go there and everyone will just be like, who are you? Why are you here? You might be able to pick up some weapons and armor, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to continue on. And I drove right over Narsh. Oh, crud. Okay. Accessory... Dash shoes. There we go. Because I was walking around on the Veld, I didn't have them equipped, because they don't do anything on the world map. Ah, you're back. Narsh's people have finally decided to aid us in our fight against the Empire. By the way, how did things go at the Imperial capital? Okay. Yeah.
Indeed. So, by this plan, we would use Narcis's resources and Figaro's machinery to invade the Empire. We may not have enough actual manpower, though.
We will just have to open the sealed gate. To the Phantom Beast world?
With the help of the Phantom Beasts, there's no way the Empire could withstand our assault.
As soon as the sealed gate is open, the Phantom Beasts can attack the Empire from the east. We'll attack at the same time from the north. It can't be avoided. Of course. Without the Phantom Beast's help, we cannot succeed. We need to re-establish the bonds between humans and Phantom Beasts. Only one person can do this. Terra. Humans and Phantom Beasts. My mere existence is proof that such bonds can exist. I'll do it. I'm the only one who can. If we persuade the Phantom Beast to help us, we can end this war in no time. Terra, I know you can do this.
The sealed gate is on the east end of the Imperial continent. The Empire set up an outpost there, but you'll just have to get through it incognito somehow.
Okay, so that's what we gotta do next. Remember how I mentioned on the east end of the Imperial continent there was that outpost that we could go visit, but we couldn't do anything with? Huh, oh, and this next, too. Yeah, so that's where we need to go. But first, before we do that, there's a little detour I want to take. If we return to... Remember where we picked up all those treasure chests?
Yeah, somebody's gotten to them before me.
Hey, dude, what you doing?
I'm the world's top thief, King Wolf. I'm taking this treasure.
Okay. Oh, he totally stole it and closed it back up again. What a jerk.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we want that treasure, right? We totally do. That is an awesome treasure. So, let's go chase after him, shall we? Before we go open up the sealed gate. Yeah, so we gotta go back through here again, with all these weak enemies.
Persistent bastards, aren't you?
Yes I am. I want that treasure. But how the Esper used to be up there, now that we don't have the Magitech armor, we can fit through this little hole here. And fight the same weak enemies. And nothing special there. Anyways, this cave really isn't all that hard. As you can see, we do still fight the same enemies. There are also some new enemies that we will fight along the way. Oh, if you notice, Terra now has her own special ability. It is called Transform. Or, in the American version, it was called Morph. What that does is, as she gets into more and more fights, and I think it might be based off the amount of magic points you collect for the character. So the more magic points you get, the longer her morph will last. I do know, I'm pretty sure it's magic points. I do know it has to do with the amount of battles you've been in. Like, the more battles you get in, the longer it'll last. But what it does is she'll morph into her Esper form, and that'll increase her attack, her defense. It'll increase all her stats. It basically makes her stronger. And what happens is you get this bar that appears that will slowly decrease in time. And the more battles you've been in, the longer that bar will last before it vanishes. So then you can keep, you know, slowly shrinking. You can keep attacking as long as that bar is available. Because underneath it, her ATB gauge will still slowly grow even though you can't see it. Yeah. So here we are, we've reached King Wolf. Or Lone Wolf, or whatever you want to call him. And, crap, he took a Moogle hostage. The bastard! And he's got a gold hairpin? Oh man, I really want that. But this poor Moogle's hanging off the edge of the cliff. And I don't want the poor Moogle to fall. So, let's rescue him.
Thank you, Kupo.
What? You can talk? Oh my god! A Moglie that speaks the human tongue, and can draw power from the very land around him. You remember him. This is Mog, the dancing Kupo from the very beginning of the game.
A creepy old man named Rama came to me in a dream, Kupo. He told me I would be meeting you, and that I should befriend you, Kupo. And so, I'm going to befriend you, Kupo.
So, that's how it's going to be. Fine then. Well, unfortunately we don't get the gold hairpin, but we do get Mog.
I'll be waiting on the airship, Kupo.
Ugh, that's a shame. Anyways, Mog's ability Dance, which you saw at the beginning of the game, but I don't think I really explained it. What he does is each different area, be it the desert, the flatlands, a city, the mountains, the river, etc., etc., he will have certain abilities he can use while he's dancing. So, for example, if he used this cave type dance, like, because he did say he draws special powers from his environment, he will go kind of into like a rage like Gau, assuming his dance is successful, where he will continuously use different abilities. So in the cave, he'll have like a snare, he has like a rock slide, and a few others. And there's 4 or 5 different moves he can use per dance. Yeah, something like that. And the only downside is, say you're in, like, the cave, and you try to use the city dance, it has a much lower chance of being successful. Alright. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, now that he's part of my group, I'm going to go and get these dances for him. So if I just unequip my people here, because I'm going to change up my party. That's right. Seeing as how we're going to get him, and all he's going to have is his first dance that we got, because so far all we fought with him is in the cave in that initial battle. So let's put Mog in our group. I'm also going to take Setzer with me. I'm going to take Cyan, and who else is low level? You know what, I won't be using Locke. Oh, I will be using Locke for a while. I'll be using him in a bit, so you know what, let's take Edgar, just because. We'll go with a physical party, because I feel like it. And yeah, see, Darkness Requiem. That's all we've got so far. In the next episode, I will have everyone equipped up, ready to go, and I'm going to go show you where you can learn all the dances that we can currently acquire. Until then, see ya.